Okay, we are gonna do this. I think I am live and excited for our first Hormonal Imbalance series. Let me go ahead and turn off the heat. I'll be right back. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me, can see me. I see Marilyn is online. Can you hear and see me? I'm excited. I have my hot water and ready to get started. All right, so due to time, because I really want to keep this mini series under 30 minutes to actually give you what you came from, to give you the information that will benefit you in the long ways in terms of communicating with your doctors, identifying what's going on with you in terms of hormone imbalance, so you can have a better understanding with, your symptoms in connection with your body. So I'm gonna start by saying this, that the more I immerse myself in this work, the more I am loving the information that I am learning and using that information to help many of my patients. I've made some changes in my practice just so that I can create time and space and energy to really help those that are really going through hormonal imbalance. All right. So if this is your first time watching me, you don't know who I am, you've never seen me before, my name is Dr. Jennifer Gency. I am a functional medicine doctor, holistic doctor, natural medicine doctor. I love herbs. I use herbs 90% in my practice to help my patients overcome symptoms, help them eliminate, tackle, and decrease in whatever you want to call it, so that they can get the results they are looking for. I am 43, so I am currently going through perimenopause, and that's what started this whole journey. So when you work with a functional medicine doctor, usually, I would say 90% of the time, that doctor has been through something, and then the fact that the medications, whatever that was prescribed didn't work, the doctor ended up investigating to get the results. And then once you identify what worked for you, and the universe works in strange ways, the universe kind of sends people your way. So when it comes to hormonal imbalance, I'm known for gut. I have hundreds of people heal the gut. We have over 100 of reviews, Google reviews. My services are not covered by insurance, although now we working with insurance now. We do insurance verification for our patients, but before we emerge into the insurance world and see how we can help people pay me money and they see results. If you Google me, Wellness Corner NJ, you see tons of review, and we have people that don't, refuse to give us review because of, the work that they do. They can't really put the names out there. But if every single patient that I help give me a review, I'll probably have over 200 reviews. The work that we do here in our clinic is so powerful, and it is so rewarding, and I love it. I felt like I was meant to do this work. So when I started my journey, I started helping family members with cancer, dad had cancer, uncle had cancer. I started helping them with cancer. I discovered IV vitamin therapy, high dose vitamin C, and I was working in the emergency room, so I double in vitamins, and I found out, these things, were working. So then I was using that on family members to help them. And then things were great. And then it came down to me helping myself. I suffered a lot with irritable bowel disease, with constipation, IBS, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue. I was losing my hair. It was stress to the wazoo. I worked in emergency room. My background is in emergency room training. And all I was doing is just drinking the coffee, taking care of people, not taking a break, not eating, literally not taking care of myself. So my fascia and my IBS, irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, my brain fog, everything came crashing down. My anxiety was up to the wazoo. I had no time for my little boy at this time, my son Giovanni. He used to be he was very young, 2, 3. I had no time. I worked 3 days a week. Felt like I worked every single day. Even in the days I was off, guess what I was doing? Sleeping, crying, being miserable, not being there for my son. So I said to myself, there has to be a change. I'm Haitian. If you are, from the island, we love rice and beans, we love pork, we love all the things that are not healthy for us. I grew up eating that stuff. So I never thought to change the diet. Never. I'm no. My great great-grandparents ate it. They did well. They didn't have all these diseases. I should continue eating it. But then something started being suspicious. Like I wanted to see what else I can do because I was seeing all my colleagues. I was on Linzess. I was taking medications. I actually was prescribed anxiety medications, Xanax, because again, my anxiety was really, really high. Panic attacks, like I've been there. So I've been on my journey now for 9 years, healing myself, and I'm telling you, the power of natural medicine, the power of identifying the root cause, the power of using the investigation process to see what is wrong with you. And I think that's what many of us are missing. We're not really connecting with ourselves. We're not taking time to investigate. And just like you, I will go to my doctor and just let my doctor do all the things. And if we are being honest with ourselves, doctors now and then, that used to be me. We're not bashing the doctors. We have great doctors. They are doing the basic blood test, basic everything. And then basic doesn't really give you the answers you're looking for. So went on this journey, healed myself, lose the weight, get the hair back. As a matter of fact, I'm cutting my hair. I am locking my hair. I cut my hair 4 times this year. That's how long it's growing. Manage my anxiety. That is one thing I'm still working on. But I'm doing tons of mindset work. I'm actually creating time and space to really process things that are happening in my life. Like the stress was there. So then, boom, I had a baby. My daughter Shaquille, she's 2. And I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, okay, that was 2 years ago. She's 2. And I'm like, okay, what is happening? Why I can't manage my anxiety? I'm not sleeping. Why do I feel like something is off? I'm not the person again. If you have followed me last year, many of my patients have been with me through thick and thin. You will see me, the roller coaster journey I've been on. And that was oh my God, I got kicked out. Sorry, out of Instagram. That was pre-menopausal. That was perimenopausal. Let me get back on. I was streaming live on Instagram. I think I'm live now. Okay, so that was perimenopausal. And I have to tell you, it was so... I was hopeless. I'm like, I don't know what is happening. Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? Life is good. I have 2 kids. I have a supportive family. Business is working well. My patients are seeing results, but I felt like I was missing something. And no one told me that it was my hormones. No one told me it was my hormones. Like the difficulty sleeping, like my eyes, I have bags under my eyes. Like no one told me it was my hormones. So I went on a journey of searching. And I was talking to a patient of mine. I was telling her that how the Bible says, the finders are for seekers. I think I was talking to Len about it yesterday. I'm like, when you seek and you don't give up, you will always find the solution. When you seek and you're willing to do the work, you're willing to educate yourself, you will always find the solution. So I have been working with, hormones now since last year. Hormones on me. And of course, I have patients that will come my way with hormones, and I usually, to be honest with you, shy away from that. I've seen patients that come through my door on hormone replacement therapy, whether it's the cream, the pellet, the patch, and they are not being managed. And when you Google hormone replacement therapy, all you hear is cancer, right? But this cancer, that cancer. And it's like, in those patients that used to come my way, they were on those hormone treatments for months without monitoring. Nobody's monitoring them because I'm like, okay, why are you on this? When are you doing your next hormonal panel? They couldn't give me an answer. I don't know, Dr. J. I'm like, so you tell me you're actually taking some fake, hormone treatment, and you don't know what hormones needs to be. They couldn't tell me. So I said, you know what? It's better to be about the solution than the problem. So my journey started with hormones since last year. It always starts with you first, right? And then once you get results, the rest will follow. And right now, I have patients that are enrolled into my hormone and sex survival program before I really put it out in the public, where I can really, because this patient has been with me for years, they trust me. I've helped them numerous times with different ailments, different disease, different symptoms, so they trust me, and they know that I will never give them something that will hurt them. And then when you work with a practitioner like myself, it's like you have a private doctor. You get the weekly monitoring, so I'm actually closely monitoring them. I have 5 right now that's going to the program, and they're getting all the supplements. So that got me going, because as I am emerging into this hormonal imbalance work and patients are coming to me and I'm looking at the symptom and just going back to see which could be hormones related, and it blew my mind that a lot of the symptoms are related to hormones. They are. And then I will ask the patient, I'm like, Oh, I think it's my hormones. I'm like, oh, really? You have hormone imbalance? I'm like, which one? They couldn't tell me. So that's why I started this series. This series is for every female patient, female people. If you have an ovaries, even if you have a hysterectomy, you need to be present. All I'm asking is that you share this with all the people you know, men too, because they will help, for you to understand what we go through as females. But I would love for you to share with the young, daughter, sister, cousins, females that you have, and give them the information. So one thing I have to tell you when it comes to hormones is not black and gray. White and black and white, you know what I mean? And I discovered there's so much work that we have to do to really truly balance the hormones. That is why the population right now, hormonal imbalance, pre, peri, and postmenopausal, is a huge population, and those people are not being taken care of properly. They are being put on hormones, treatments, gel, like vagina cream and patches and pellets and IUDs and the pill, and then that's it. It doesn't work that way. It's a work of art, and I love it because I love a challenge. I'm sitting here looking at all the hormones that are imbalanced and figure out how to balance them. It is not that simple, my friend. And I have to tell you, this work is more complicated than healing somebody's gut. I have to tell you, because hormones is they're like, and I will go over that one today, but they are what they are, but they are all over your body. And if your hormones are not balanced properly, you will not do well. I promise you. Many people are going through pre, and postmenopausal, and they're not even aware of it. They don't. They might heard something about hormonal imbalance, but what does it mean to have hormonal imbalance? Like, what is the definition of hormonal imbalance? I ask my patients that all the time, because we have over 60 hormones in our bodies. So when you come to me and you said, yeah, my doctor said I have my hormones are imbalanced, like, what do you mean? It's like you telling me I'm black. It's like you telling me, like, you live in the United States of America, you can't tell me which states you live in. It's not that simple. It is not that simple. And that's the takeaway message I want you to get today, right? Like, when you are talking about hormonal imbalance, you need to be more specific. So patients come to me and they'll say, well, Dr. J, I've tried all the things and I still don't feel like myself. Like, I've seen my gynecologist, my OB, my whatever, and they just put me on those pills, right? They give me the IUDs. They give me the things, they said my hormones are imbalanced. And then again, I ask them, what is your own definition of hormone imbalance? And this is what they tell me. They said, well, I'm exhausted. I'm tired all the time. I think it's my hormones. Fatigue. I have irregular, heavy bleed, menstrual cycles. And sometimes when it's too much, that puts me into anemia. My hormones are imbalanced. Menstrual cramping, missed periods. I have brain fog. I have PMS. And there are 3 types of PMS. 3 types of PMS. Which one do you have? We got to be more specific. We'll have a whole Facebook Live about that. I am moody all the time. I'm moody when I'm about to get my period. My hormones are imbalanced. I find myself being an emotional roller coaster. I don't know why I'm crying. I'm lashing out on my family. I'm not the best person to be around, right? Like, people tell me that I'm not nice. And I used to be nice. I have no sexual desire. What? I'm actually running for my husband or my significant person or my lover. It's dry down there. It's painful. Who has intercourse when it's painful? Or I have like duty sex. I just lay in bed. I'm like, take it. I think it's my hormones. I have increased craving. I eat a lot. I cannot say no to those delicious muffins and bagels and pizza and pasta, whatever. Like, I have increased cravings. I feel like I am holding on to water, have water retention. When I lose the weight, I cannot keep it off. I plateaued. I lose the weight. I have a patient that's going through this right now. It's definitely her hormones, but we have to be more specific. She's losing the weight and she's gaining the weight. She's losing the weight. It's confusing. It's frustrating for her. I have had flashes, right? Night sweats. I'm losing my hair. My skin is dry. I don't know. I have, lack of motivation, concentration. I'm forgetful all the time. I have no desire. I can't focus. I'm, literally my brain, I'm losing my mind. I just don't feel well. Or I get frequent infections. God, what is this? I'm on Instagram. It keeps kicking me off. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, I'm going to have to do something for Instagram. So I have frequent yeast infections or urinary tract infections. Or I have, one thing that people don't understand, hormones also play a role in your immune system as well. You really have to make sure that your immune system is working. All of you guys, all the people that are having frequent infections, whether it's yeast infection, allergies, or sinus infection, so on and so forth, you really have to investigate what the hormones are doing. See if I can get back live on Instagram. This is really weird. Okay, so I have bacteria BV. So many things. I'm overwhelmed. Is it my hormones? I just feel off. I don't know whose body this is. I know I'm not in my body. I used to do this. I used to feel this. Right now, I'm living in somebody else's body. Every day I wake up and it's not mine. Or are you saying your hormones are imbalanced because you're Googling all your symptoms and then something to the extent of hormone imbalance is coming up? Or do you just go to your doctor's office and they don't do any, there's no blood work done. They just hand you a patch, like the IUD insertion, or they give you the pill and they said, hey, take this, that's going to help you with your hormones. So what is it? What is your own definition of hormonal imbalance, right? Because many of the symptoms I just mentioned, they can be hormones plus. It's never hormones by itself, but then again, it's never the other things by itself. Because some of these things that I just mentioned can be due to chemical toxicity, environmental toxicity, mold toxicity, can also be due to gut infections, can also happen because of nutritional deficiencies. If you have a cyst or tumor, food sensitivities, inflammation, they are hugely impacted by can be hugely impacted by these things as well. And these things can also create an imbalance with your hormones as well. They can also be the causes of your hormonal imbalance. So you see, when you say my hormones are imbalanced, it is a broad term. To me, it's very confusing because we have to be more specific. You cannot just come, or your doctor tell you, oh, your hormones are imbalanced. Which one? We have over 50 of them. We have to be more specific. So I had a patient who came to me and she said, you know what? I know it's my hormones. And most often when patient tells you it's a hormone, it is. As a practitioner, it is my job to investigate to find out which hormones we are referring to. So then she was like, no, it's my hormones. I am going to the doctor. I have an IUD inserted, but I'm still not feeling well. So I said, well, do you know which sex hormones? Because when you say hormonal imbalance, we have to categorize it. Is it your sex hormones that are imbalanced? Your progesterone, estrogen, testosterone? Is it your thyroid hormones? Is it your T4, your calcitonin? Is it your stress hormones that's imbalanced, produced by the adrenal gland sitting on top of your kidneys? Is it your pineal gland that is imbalanced? Is that why you're having sleep difficulties? Because you're not producing enough melatonin? And this happens to me the other day as well. I had a patient who've been to another practitioner, not sleeping at all. She's in her mid-40s, definitely perimenopausal, and cannot sleep. And the holistic practitioner she saw, the holistic practitioner gave her melatonin. She's taken 30 ml of melatonin, still not sleeping. So I said, you know what? Have you identified which hormone that's imbalanced? She's like, no, I'm not sleeping. It has to be melatonin. I said, no, it could be your progesterone. It could be the stress hormones. It could be your progesterone. I said, did you check your progesterone? She said, no, nobody said that. So again, you have to be more specific when it comes to hormonal imbalance because it could also be your hunger hormones. That's why you're keeping that weight in your midsection right here. You're not losing the muffin top, the belly. It could also be your leptin hormones. You're not producing enough, the appetite and the suppressant hormone. You're not producing enough of that. For those of you that have babies that are still producing milk, what does your prolactin hormones look like? So there are so many hormones. Your kidneys are producing hormones. That's renin. So there, again, over 60 plus hormones produced in your body. We cannot just generalize hormonal imbalance. We cannot. So now let's talk about what is hormones. So you might be saying, okay, great. I got it, Dr. J. I need to be more specific. I need to ask my doctor to do the proper test, which we will discuss next Tuesday, which test you should be doing to balance your hormone, which is so alarming because we are not checking hormones. We're not doing the proper test. And next Tuesday, I want to discuss 3 tests. The pros and cons, the one that I really love, the one that's going to actually give you accurate results, and that's the one you should be using to balance your hormones. But what are hormones? What are they? They are chemical messengers made by your body to tell your body, a tissue, an organ, a cells to do something, perform a certain way. They penetrate your cells and cause them to produce something. They travel all over your body. So that's why we cannot just categorize, like I have sleep difficulties. That is hormone imbalance. I'm losing my hair. You'll never think it's hormones. Guess what? It is hormone imbalance. But again, we have to check which one. So they travel all over. I discover now patients that have gone through menopause that are having issues with the eyesight. We have estrogen receptors in your eyesight. We have estrogen receptors in your brain. If you have foggy brain, you need to check your hormones. Like, you literally need to check your hormones, my friend. Do not dismiss that. And I did a video earlier today and stating that I believe hormonal panel or full hormonal panel should be mandatory every year. Every year, your doctor, or you should ask for your doctor to check your hormones. And that should start at the age of 30. Age of 30. Because many of the symptoms that you are facing right now could be literally handled by just balancing your hormones. And since they are not coming from your, female sex organs, like they're not heavy bleeding, menstrual cycle issues, you dismiss the whole hormonal imbalance process. You need to check your hormones every year. Just like we go to our doctors, we do our physical examination, we do self-breast examination, we do all the whatever. You should really, female, you have ovaries, whether you have symptoms or not, it is so necessary to check your hormones. And to be honest with you, once I discuss, the test next week with you, you'll see how cost effective it is. Because in order for us to balance your hormones, we need to identify which one we need to balance. Because too much of a certain hormone can kind of set you off. A lot of people have PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids because they have too much estrogen, not enough progesterone. So imagine if you have too much estrogen and I'm giving you more estrogen, you'll never get well. You're going to end up having cancer because those estrogen is a growth hormone. It kind of grow tissues that are there already. So once you know exactly which hormones and it is present on the test, that's how you'll know what to do. First, we need to identify the root cause. You do the proper testing, and then you go into fixing or balancing those hormones. But they penetrate your cells. Hormones are all over our bodies, like all over, from your arm to your toes. All over, they penetrate your cells. They travel. They have, we have receptor sites all over, right? As I mentioned, they perform hundreds and hundreds of functions in our bodies. Hormone imbalance needs to be seen as the engine light in your car. Let's use that analogy. You drive in your car, the light is on. What do? Many of us continues to drive. Let me drive it. I'm just going to wait for the car to fall off. I'm just going to drive it. But guess what? It is a great way for you to stop and investigate when that engine light is on. You cannot just guess, I think it's the spark plugs, I think it's the wires, I think it's the transmission. Like, you cannot. You have to really stop. Take it to, someone that specializes in engine light, I don't know, so that they can investigate and identify what you need to do to really turn that light off. Hormone fluctuates. They're like this, like this, like this, like this. They are constantly fluctuating. And this starts happening at the age of 30. So when you are into your 20s to 30s, you go into pre-menopause. We're going to have a whole Facebook Live about menopause. I think that deserves its own little talk. And then 40 and up is menopause, and then you have post-menopause. And it seems to me that people don't really pay attention to the pre and peri. People pay attention to postmenopausal. Because why? Because we don't produce any more eggs. Our ovaries are on vacation indefinitely. And because some of us have, hot flashes or whatever, mood issues or just overwhelm and no sexual desire, and it's 50 or whatever, so we have to be into postmenopause. But we really need to address the pre. Because a lot of young ladies out there, they go into premenopause and they are not being treated properly. Giving you the pill is not a treatment. So once you identify pre and perimenopause, that's going to set you off to have a beautiful postmenopausal journey, which many of us are missing. So hormones are always fluctuates all day long. They're never steady, okay? Your estrogen, progesterone are going like this. So that is why when you do the proper test, that's going to give you the hormones that are free, flowing in your body. You can identify which one you can fix. So hormones affect everything. Your body changes when you have hormonal imbalance, body image and acceptance. I have so many patients that will come to me. They don't like the way they feel. They don't like the way they look. They're not in love with themselves anymore. They're just looking at the mirror. They don't know who that is. So you have different body changes, acceptance. Your metabolism slows down. You gain the weight. Hormones affects your brain. Like all this foggy brain, even that dementia is tying back to hormonal imbalance, not having enough estrogen and so. Moods. Like we're not happy anymore. We feel like we're just depressed and anxious. Society said you should literally be put away. It's normal. Shut up and start accept. So it's hormone affects your motivation. So I saw this patient the other day who used to be motivated in the morning to get things done. Now she has no desire. She doesn't want to do anything. She just want to lay in bed, just look at life passing by. She has no desire. She said, I don't know what happened to me. I used to be the peppy person. I used to get up and go and get things done. And I used to be the one in the family to just like, rally up. Now she's like, whatever. I just don't feel like it. I don't want to feel like doing anything. I go to work because I need a paycheck. That's it. And I come home, I want to be left alone. That's hormonal imbalance. Your hormones affect your skin. All this hormonal acne, dry skin, like literally affects your bone, osteoporosis. Your hormone affects your heart. Estrogen is a heart protectant. It can protect your heart from a heart attack. Your hormone affects your breasts. You do not get breast cancer from hormones. We'll talk about that once we talk about estrogen, because that's what kept me from helping patients in the past. Because you heard all this, things about cancer and breast and blah, blah, blah. It's just, it's a lot. You cannot do that. And hormones affects your, sex organs, your clitoris, clitoris sensation. So we need hormones for cellular function and we need hormones for everything. But again, it depends on what hormones. Because if you don't identify the proper hormone imbalance and I give you exogenous hormones, I'm adding more, I'm damaging you more than even helping you. I'm slowing down your body's natural process of producing the healthy hormones by giving you fake hormones. So you have to work with a practitioner that is literally going to help you do the investigative work. It is not enough to say my hormones are imbalanced. It's my hormones. Again, we have over 60. I just named a few of them for you. You really need to be specific and really go deeper and really pinpoint which ones. Because if you have fertility issues, which one you need to balance. If you had a post-pregnancy, postpartum depression, it's hormone imbalance. I suffered with postpartum depression for a whole year. And I was like, what is happening? Nobody told me it was my hormone. No one. Until I really dig into the work and I'm like, there has to be a solution. Because if you know me, and I'm always saying to my patients and also to myself, if there's a problem, there has to be a solution. I have a problem. So what's the solution? I'm going to find the solution. I was frustrated, confused, hopeless. I didn't know what else to do. So many of us are suffering. We don't know what to do, where to go. So I'm telling you, you need to really start by identifying the root cause. Ask your practitioner to do a hormone panel. When you do your hormone panel, you don't check the sex hormones only. Do not do estrogen, testosterone, and then, progesterone. No, don't do that. There's like a list of hormones you should be checking. I will discuss that with you as well. So you can take that list to your doctor, because once you identify the most common hormones that can be imbalanced in your body, it will help you restore your health and the function of your body. Postmenopausal, perimenopause, premenopause, PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, cysts, right? Pelvic pain, lack of menstrual cycles, like whatever. Yes, we need to look at the hormones, but we also need to look at the thyroid hormones and the other hormones, your cortisol. So it's like it's when one function of the body start declining, the other kind of, join. So in our first hormonal imbalance series, the goal is not to overwhelm you. The goal is to shed some light and open your eyes to things that you might be missing. Because once you know what to do, it's going to be easier for you to really communicate and identify and doing the work and to really see what you need to do. I often tell patients that education is the first step. You got to educate yourself. Do not leave it up to your doctor, even my patients, right? I say be resourceful. Educate yourself. I do tons of education with my patients. So I'm literally giving them the education, just like I do here. I'm always talking to them and letting them know why I think this is this and why they should be doing that. It's not just, hey, do this. I want them to educate themselves. Because once you are an educated consumer, you will not be at the mercy of anybody. You will not be a victim, not that you're a victim, but you will take control of you, of your life, of your health. You'll be empowered. You'll see changes, you will decrease the frustration and the confusion, and you will hire the right practitioner for you. I did a discovery call yesterday. I was at the gym. I was talking to this young lady. You can hear her frustration on the phone. She's like, I know my thyroid is not working. All the symptoms are from my thyroid. I know, and I told this doctor this, and she's telling me everything is normal, and that's like you can tell. And I said, yes, you're right. Something is off. You're not normal. Why would you take 20 minutes out of your time to be on the phone with somebody? Wouldn't you want to enjoy your time and spend it with the people that you love? I said the first thing you need to do, I believe you, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to speak to a doctor unless something is wrong. And sometimes when we talk to the doctor and we tell them something is wrong, we just don't know how to describe it. So I told her, once you educate yourself, like you have a better understanding of what is wrong, it'll be easier for you to talk to your doctor. Whatever you have up here, nobody can take it away. Like today, I'm telling you, hormonal imbalance is not as simple as you think it is. You can literally go back to your doctor and say, you know what, I think my hormones are imbalanced, but we need to find out which one. We need to figure, because I understand there are 60 plus hormones in my body, and they like this, and they like this, and they like this. And I understand it could be the sex hormones, but it can also be the stress hormones. It can also be the thyroid hormone. It can also be the, the hunger hormones that is produced by your stomach, or the leptin hormones that is produced by your adipose tissue. Like, I really need you to help me identify which one, so we can have a plan that will target and fix those hormones instead of us doing trial and error and trying all the things under the sun. Take this, take that, take this medication, like we're trying everything. This is a recipe for disaster, my friend. You need to educate yourself. And I'm telling you, 30 minutes a week, showing up for this live, that's all I want to do with you. Next week, we're going to talk about the testing that you need to ask to identify the hormones that are imbalanced. And then the week after that, we're going to talk about specific hormones, like we'll start with estrogen, and then we'll talk about progesterone, we'll talk about like the most common ones, and then we'll talk about PCOS, endometriosis, we'll talk about fibroids. We'll also talk about what you need to do to start the healing process. Even if you don't do it, but at least you have a list of things you should ask a doctor for. But it starts with you showing up and educate yourself. And you cannot do this by Googling. You cannot. So the information I'm bringing to you is the information I've used for over a year now. I never give people information because, again, people are paying me money. They're not going to pay you money and then lose money. That's like a recipe for a bad review. It's like, Dr. J, you don't know what you're doing. I just gave you $4,000, $8,000, and I'm still feeling like crap. It starts with me. So my specialist, Len, she's here, and also she's my medical assistant. She's the social worker. She's my coach. That woman has so many hats. I'm gonna do a case study with her because we check our hormones. I'm gonna show you. I'm also checking my hormones again. I will show that to you. So, but Len is going to perimenopause, and she has an IUD. My office manager, Marilyn, she's also here. She's going through she's literally into postmenopause. And then I have younger female patients that are in my practice that are going to have PMS, that are going to premenopause. So I've seen it all. But I'm telling you, when it comes to balancing your hormones, it's not just as simple as you think it is. It is a work of art. And it's like one of those things, I'm like, wow, I love it because my brain is always working. And I'm like, okay, we need to fix this problem right here. But it's a work of art. It's not just take this pill, take this cream, that's why so many people are suffering right now. Now, if you are a female, like you're a woman, you will have some degree of hormonal imbalance. No doubt. Whether you know it or not, you accept it or not, you feel it or not, if you live up to be, 50 or something, you will go through peri, and then 50 and up postmenopause. Because people are living longer now, which is a beautiful thing. So if you're female, whether you have ovaries or not, like it doesn't matter. Because those hormones, like estrogen, those hormones can also be produced by other parts of your body, which I will show that to you as well. So hormonal imbalance, my friend, be more specific. Don't just dismiss it. Don't use it as a general term, my hormones are balanced. Which one? Because there's so many of them. How are you going to fix if you don't know which one? So this is our first series in our hormonal imbalance series. And I am so passionate. I can just spend hours talking about this. I love this work I'm doing. It brings so much joy in my life. But I have a special gift for you all. I've never done this before because, again, I want you to start helping yourself, healing your body today, like right now. So I put together on hormone recipes. Marilyn will drop in the link. It is a free resource for you. This is another thing that I've discovered. There are certain food you should be eating to balance your hormones. Did you know that? I was like, mind blowing. I didn't know. What? Yeah, there are certain food you need to eat to balance your hormones. So if you're in my world, if you're my patients, you know that I'm always giving you food. I'm always promoting food as medicine, because at the end of the day, you can take all the pills, but we really need to feed this body of ours. We need to feed your body. It starts with what you put internally. All these hormones that are imbalanced can be from the food. herbicides, pesticides, glyphosate, like environmental toxins. Did you know BPA creates fake estrogen in your body? So all the people that have estrogen dominance, aka endometriosis, PCOS, fibroids, check your BPA, plastic. So you have to really start with the food, because food can be healing. And that is why, for the first time, I've never done this before. Never. If you find me giving you free recipes online, reach out to me. I've never done this before, because I usually reserve the recipes for my patients, because I don't want my patients to be guessing what to eat. I just want them to look at the recipes, pick up the food, and go get it. Because I am one of those practitioners who do not accept my patients to take a pill for the rest of their lives. They will tell you that. When I give my patients supplements, there's a time frame. But the food is not, the food is something you cannot replace. You cannot replace healthy eating. We got to eat, not only to be healthy, but to survive. So why not start feeding your body the food? So when you click that link, Marilyn's gonna drop it, it's free. I literally picked the best recipes. Because when I tell patients, when they come to me in our first initial consultation, or we do like, they tell me, well, you're taking everything away from me, Dr. J, I don't know what to eat. I'm like, there are so many things you can eat. What do you mean? Like, well, I can't eat oatmeal anymore. I cannot eat grain. I can't eat the rice. I mean, even brown rice. I can eat pasta. What am I going to eat? Like, literally. And I said, listen, and I will give them some recommendations. So when you click on that link, you will give me your information, because you have to give me consent. As a doctor, I cannot just, I'm not treating people, but I cannot just make recommendations like that. I cannot. You have to give me consent. You type in your information. And then when you go to the second page, you'll see a video. I recorded a video walking you through the hormone recipe balancer. That's what I call it. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So you watch the video, because I'm recommending some products you should be purchasing. But these foods are easily accessible. Like, literally, you can go to your, supermarket right now and purchase it. And every single ingredient that I choose and put in this recipe are designed to help with your hormones. All of the hormones. If you pick one of the ingredients, you do research, you put hormones to it, you're going to see tons of scientific research. So I took time and energy. This thing took me a whole week to put together for you all. And I want to give it to you as a gift for showing up, for being dedicated in working in your health. Because if I can influence one person, I did my job. You don't have to pay me money. If you listen to this and you take that information back to your doctor, be like, I've been suffering and this is not working, and I don't want to be on the whatever pill, IUD, pellets. I don't want to do hormone replacement therapy anymore. Like, let's check the hormones to see if I really need these products. But if you start eating the food and then you move your body, and then you take that information to your doctor, you are gonna see results. And when you look at this free hormonal balancer recipes, I'm asking you to give it 7 days. I promise you, if you eat the food, I have something for breakfast, I have smoothies in there, I have like real food in there, like literally, let me see if I can show you what it looks like. And I'm telling you, give me 7 days, you will literally see a change. So it's gonna look something like this. I don't know if you guys can see this. You see? Real food. Because I don't want you to come back and be like, well, I don't know what to eat. Eating health is boring. It's not. It is not boring. So if you're watching this on Facebook, you'll see this. So, and I also give you some information about hormonal imbalance, like categories of food, low glycemic food to balance your insulin, protein. Again, I'm finding out when it comes to balancing your hormones, you really have to be careful of what you put in into your body. And this, I have like a starter cocktail for you. This, you drink this every morning. Literally, every morning, you will thank me. So this is what it looks like. I have tea in here. I have like, green chia. Did you know chia is really good? Really good for your hormones. Look at that. High protein, fiber, B12. So this is what the hormonal recipe looks like. And then you can eat this for breakfast, right? This is going to keep you full. It's literally going to keep you full. So you're not going to be hungry. I promise. That's breakfast. And then we go into real food. Like you might be saying, what's the food? So we have some eggs. We have some breakfast here because I know most of you guys eat breakfast. But literally, I took time and energy to really give you a few recipes here. And patients are paying thousands of dollars for these recipes. And I just selected a few to give you. And all you have to do, is, you're going to click that link Marilyn just posted. And then you're going to fill it out here. And then on the next page, you're going to see a video that's going to show you how to use this. You can start today. You can literally start right now or during the holidays, after the holidays. And I'm asking you to give me 7 days eating the food only. 7 days just eating that food only. You will not be disappointed. I promise you will not be disappointed. 7 days. Thank you so much for being here today, listening to my, speech about hormonal imbalance. I love this work. I can't say enough about hormones. We need them. They are all over our bodies. And if they are not balanced properly, you will not feel well. I hope you really take this information to heart. And I really hope that you share with other people. And I hope you get the Hormone Balancer Healthy Recipes. And then you start healing your body now. Health starts in the kitchen, not when you go to your doctors. You can literally say, well, you know what? I want to start 2024 on a good foot. I'm going to just follow this doctor that's been talking about hormones, and I'm going to eat the food. So you're going to have teas that you should be drinking every morning in this recipe. I have smoothies, I have breakfast, and I have lunch, and there's some dinner in here. It's like a whole 7 days. Just give it 7 days. I'm telling you, you owe yourself this, and it's free. You're not paying any money for this. That's it. So if you find this to be valuable, please share. And then I'll see you next Tuesday where we discuss the testing. Because again, so many people are not being tested properly. You're not going to get the right information if you don't do the proper test, which will lead you to more frustration, confusion, and then you'll just want to give up. You have a fantastic rest of your night. And then I'll see you on the next Hormonal Imbalance series.